So Bob, how long ago was that? How long ago was that when we were out here and you were describing the vision? Was it like 2 years, 2.5 years?
1 year.
Three,
Probably 2 years
two,
ago.
2 or 3 years, I think, something like that. And I wasn't worried the way Chris was because I don't know the layout of the water lines, but I'll say I was skeptical because I looked at this, loved the vision, what a great idea, really pure restoration. And I thought, well, there is a lot of earth to move here. And more than that, boy, do these folks have some red tape ahead of them with a number of agencies. And are they going to be able to persist? Well, here's the answer. So this is about as cool a thing as I've seen in a long time for a couple big reasons. One is I spent a lot of my time in Salem on fish issues and fish habitat. And as you all know, salmon are really struggling all over the Northwest and in Oregon particularly. And what they need is colder and fresher and more water than they're generally getting with the summers we're having. And what helps them enormously is having places on their way upstream where they can rest in somewhat cooler water, refugia, we call it. So you folks have created what I think will be a vital resting place for salmon who are recovering. There's some good news about all that, but it's still a real challenge for them. This is going to make a measurable difference. And in a bigger way, this is a big project. It's even bigger than it looks, I think. And I say that because we're living in some rough times. And one of the things we're all experiencing with people we know is some discouragement about our abilities to make a difference. There's so many people who really want to leave our place, the Rogue Valley, and the world a little better than they found it, want to leave something wonderful to their kids and grandkids. And more with the way the world is going, a lot of people are just not finding a way to do that, not feeling their own power, not thinking that they can really make a difference. Well, we have a reminder about that right here. And in many ways, some of the ways you try to make a difference politically, it's kind of hard to see the progress. But when people see what you've done here and see this little spot of land, this little tributary to the Rogue River, grow up and move back towards its original state and get enjoyed by so many people in the community from 3 years old on up, they're going to want a part of this. So I think besides restoring this creek, this tributary, you're restoring community and civic courage in Phoenix and in the Rogue Valley. And that is an enormous gift. And I just can't tell you how pleased and proud I am of all of you and how grateful I am for making what's going to be a real difference in the Rogue Valley and an example for the rest of the state. And I want to come back here year after year, see these kids grow up some and see this little basin grow up some. It's going to be really inspiring. Thank you, Bob, so much for what you and your team have done.
And thank you. As my buddy Scott says all the time, it sounds like such a worn out cliche, but it really does take a village. This is one of those.